It's reckless football that'll win this.
Someone should tell the games over. It's not worth getting yourself knocked out about.
To the line of the Premiers for 2006.
Hit the boundary line.
Yates came off the wing and went straight for Dermot Burton.
Neil Danaher comes in for the kick. And he's put it through the bubbles a bit in the front.
Ballpark. Gabba. Some kill to win.
You're guilty.
Ted, we want this one for you.
It's rolling towards the boundary line and Harms almost makes ground. He taps it back to Sheldon. That's a goal! Oh, what a goal!
Sandy, just looking at the ground, I can hardly see the square. Square not marked, or it's very faint if it is marked.
Yes, this ground has dried out, and it may not look it on television, but it has lost a considerable amount of its greenness, as Burton will attempt to win it out of the middle against Clark. He doesn't. It's held up in the centre. Callaghan in late, and another ball up. Smack bang in the middle, as we said, only a very, very light breeze. The Dockers playing for survival, playing for pride, and hoping to finish on a winning note. The Bears, on the other hand, looking for bigger pickings.
Sandy, Fremantle have really got this midfield packed. Chris Scott is by himself as a loose man. Now Peter Mann's run back, so they've got a four-man forward line, Fremantle, but a lot of players at midfield.
Bad bounce for Burton, flicked on by McAdam. He puts it out wide towards Gowes, who overran it initially and is going to lose out on this occasion to Gale, who kicks down towards right half forward. Chris Scott is there for Brisbane. Scott, the Norwich Rising Star champ of a couple of years ago, tried to find Gowes, lost him. Fletcher ripped off the football. It spills free once again. They pounce upon it. Trying to sneak out the back door was Toyer. The kick is eventually high, and it's wide. It's very wide. It's out of bounds on the full in front of the Social Club. So the Bears, through Richard Champion, to relieve some of the early pressure.
So just on the 50-metre defensive line, goes to centre wing, and a great kick to Clark. Marks on his chest unopposed. So Matthew Clark looks forward, tries to use the skill, players underneath the ball. Jones tries to punch over the top of Lynch. Kick it clever in tight. Uses his hands to Burton. Now feeds it out wide to Harding, and Harding's kick is smothered right on the line, and another boundary throw in centre wing. So just a tight start at the moment, both sides feeling each other out as Clark and Burton. And the current temperature 15, it's beautiful compared to some of the weather we've had in Melbourne. Minimum down to 12. Burton grabs it out the air and then kick forward. Fremantle into open space, coming at it hard is Waterhouse, traps it beautifully. Now wants support from behind, gets it through Mann. Mann swings the ball around. A great kick to Mitchell. Oh, Gavin Mitchell will kick from about 40 metres, Don.
Do you get the impression that Brisbane are not really going, or is it just me?
I think in the first minute or two sometimes you can pick that up, but I just suggest they haven't got hold of the ball cleanly at the moment.
And I'm just worried a little bit about their attitude. I think they'll just have to be stung into gear a little bit.
Well, perhaps this might sting it. Gavin Mitchell in his first year. It's his 20th game and lining up for his 10th goal of the season. Just one of the real new players in the comp. Stutters as he comes in, kicks it up very high.
You could see by his approach, that was just a shocking approach. Everything was wrong.
So a disappointing start for young Mitchell, as McIver elects to go to the outer side. Maybe you wonder, as Scott is going to be paid the mark. They've had a game against Fitzroy last week, and after a month of really intense pressure, maybe things have just dropped a cog, but they're certainly going to have to build and lift towards September as Tristan Lynch puts it down towards Kennedy, and he marks on the half-back flank. Matthew Kennedy in his 109th game has a look up towards centre wing. Fisted towards the line and over by Kickett. And there has been considerable water lying on this side of the ground. It's dried out pretty well now, but it's left a deadening effect. Look at these odds. Brisbane 12-1 on. And The Dockers 5-1 against. Clark tried to get it out towards Fletcher. Now he's got Lappin. He uses him. 75 from home. Lappin goes in towards full forward. Good looking kick in towards the square. Over the back it goes and over the line for the first score of the night to the home side, and scores a level. Crowd has built up pretty well. Not quite a sellout tonight, but as you can see,
still a great crowd.
Oh yeah,
nonetheless.
excellent attendance. McGovern goes to the outer side. Well, the Dockers have got a point to prove, having won only once, and that was against Sydney way back in round 2, I think it was. So they've got the job ahead of them, and that is not the sort of thing that's going to help their cause at the moment. Lynch coming back into this line, pounces upon it. Hart is there to apply the tackle as well, and there'll be a bounce on 50.
It's interesting to see Lynch up the ground too, playing across half forward.
No bounce. Hayden Kennedy, umpire, puts it right on the 50, well, virtually right on the 50. Burton goes up, taps it down. Hart throws it on the left foot. High kick. Players come at it. Stephen O'Reilly goes back with the full of the ball. Can't get a hold of it. Falls to McRae. McRae snapshots around his body on his non-preferred side and has kicked it behind. The first one for the Bears, so the score's level. Second, in fact, after that rush one earlier.
The Fremantle side now playing with a 5-man forward line, 2 in the on the full forward line, 3 across half forward.
Andrew McGovern again electing to go short, and it's going to be okay. Finds the youngster in Luke Toyer. So many youngsters coming into this side. He goes back to McGovern again. 4 of them so far have been nominated for Norwich Rising Stars. Parker, floating hand pass over the top. This is going to be okay to Norris. He looks further downfield to half forward. 5 possessions and they've got it cleanly. Anthony Jones looks inside 50. Jones' kick is good. In towards half forward. They come screaming out. Waterhouse Wills it was, tried to go through. Waterhouse at the back, should goal. Soccer it through.
Right touch.
One behind, and there's a player down behind play. That looks like Chris Scott, bleeding from the mouth. Might have obviously caught one there. So he'll be off with the blood rule. In the meantime, play goes on.
Goes out wide. McIver kicks the ball between wing and half back. Coming over the top was Clark. And the big fella Burton taps it back to Wills. Dispossessed. Through comes Clement, and the ball was eventually forced over. So yes, Chris Scott in the hands of the trainer as we come in, and just grazed, I would suggest, the arm or shoulder there of Andrew Wills.
Purely accidental, but obviously he's a little bit shaken. You can see there he is very shaken.
Yeah, it's purely accidental, and he does look a bit groggy, doesn't he?
Here it is once again on replay. There's Wills, and there's Scott laying the heavy tackle.
Yes, that'll be a very swollen lip tonight, perhaps with some stitches, and they're no fun for the next 3 or 4 days. Here we go. 2 points apiece. Bounce favoured by Gowers. Can't get hold of it. Tristan Lynch does very well in tight. Out to Hart. Hart kicks forward. Voss can't control the ball. Kickett comes at it. 2 to beat. Goes towards the boundary line. Keeps it in. Dashing play from Kickett. Goes towards centre half forward. Man's there. Can't get hold of it. Falls over the back to Corcoran. And Lynch is there to add support again. Getting kicks early.
Courage.
And a big fly. Cool play on though. Clark accepts the ball gleefully. Goes forward. And Parker stands his ground in front. And will we paid the mark.
Did he play the free kick Brisbane's way then, Malcolm?
Not sure.
Well, he paid the free kick, and all the guy did from Brisbane was back into the pack. That was, those umpires done.
Parker. That's going to the outer side. Well, both of those boys were very slow to get up, but they appear to be okay. So it's a pretty wild and woolly start as Mann in front of Kennedy takes the mark, plays on quickly to Wills. He's under all sorts of pressure, gets it back towards Toyer. He too's under intense pressure. It's Kennedy, tries to get it out wide, taken by Kickett. Kickett loses it quickly towards Harding. Harding gets the hand pass away, and the Dockers have a chance to go towards 50. It's going to be okay to Mann. He's 55 out. Peter Mann onto the left foot, wobbles a punt towards full forward. Out the back they go. The Bears have got the numbers. Champion's got the pace, and he's got the steadiness. to coolly bring it to the half-back flank, push it towards the boundary line. Ackermanis is there. Ackermanis and McGovern. Ackermanis in front. He's still going. Well done by the youngster. Good persistence by McGovern. Ackermanis towards Fletcher. Oh, great shepherding by Roger. He's put him down fairly, but Norwich was taken out of it. Leppich met solidly. Lynch close to the boundary line. Things are warming up here at the Gabba as Parker sees it over the line.
Norwich is up and on his feet, but what a poor effort across half-back from Sean Hart. I'm a great admirer of Sean Hart, but fancy trying to soccer the ball off there when you can put your hands down after it. There's Jason Norwich. He's all right. He's up. He's a tough customer.
So boundary throw in, right forward pocket. The Bears into attack. Merritt up with Burton. Merritt trying to use his weight in there.
Exactly right. He was looking for someone.
And Clement Court goes straight to the boundary line and no free kick. So what used to be a free kick about 3 months ago, Don, is now out.
You're dead right. There's no consistency, is there? No consistency.
In all fairness, he didn't have a lot of other spots to go to. Another boundary throw in. Burton does well, pushes off for the footy. Can't really control it. Lynch off the ground and has missed. Gee, Greg Harding really struggled to cover that footy, and Alistair Lynch let the ball, after a swish at it, roll through over the line.
Needs a couple to move him into the 250 goal bracket. Alistair Lynch coming back into the lineup. This is McGovern now to bring it back into play. A low scoring Dow start. Pass is okay. Finds Clement. He goes to the outer side, but his kick is wide, puts McManus under all sorts of pressure, and he's taken over the line. Well, he's probably going to have to be one. They will hope can get a score on the board tonight. He's booted 10 goals for the season, but the loss of Kingsley Hunter, they've certainly lost some of their limited goal scoring potential. Here's McManus again. He's still a long way from home. Kicks down towards the 50-metre mark. It's going to be okay because Gale was there. Gets it back towards man who tumbles it up towards Waterhouse. Gave a bit of a nudge. Illegally, said the umpire. And so the advantage is going to be paid. And the Bears have got an afternoon to wobble this ball out towards the centre wing area. Gilbert McAdam's going to have to get his skates on if he's going to catch McGovern. He does. He gets him over the line.
They're tackling well, aren't they, the Bears? John, that's one of John Northey's hallmarks. He used to have the big bags down at Melbourne when I was down there, and those guys were very, very good at tackling. And he's obviously brought it up here, Malcolm.
Yes, and he's improved them in the last 3 minutes, Don, because you bagged them before about not being aggressive. Oh. Another great tackle there from McAdam. Great handball out to McManus. McManus only needs to skill and almost to man. Well, disappointing play. Really, the finish let him down. The ball comes back and favours champion. Now sells a dummy, comes back into the middle of the ground. Kennedy can't get hold of it. Cleverly taps it on. Oh, it's good backup work here by the Bears, and they really are running. Voss, the brilliant Voss, kicks and finishes towards Merritt, but just chipped out in time. So terrific build up there, and Parker will accept this kick at the back.
Yes, this is Shane Parker. Daniel Parker was named in the squad, but when it was cut down to the final 21, he was not included.
Good.
That's
kick.
a lovely kick. Up towards centre wing. Big pack of players. Norwich waiting down in front, got a hand to it, but that was all. Here they go again. Lappin on the end of the hand pass. Long in towards half forward. Merritt was at the back. McAdam's at the back. Lynch is there also. O'Reilly can accept the hand pass. No, he leaves it for McGovern, and they should get out of trouble. Back towards McGovern again. He quickly flicks it out the back door under all sorts of pressure as the Bears are trying to build towards a score. And the umpire's picked out a free kick. Norwich is at the bottom. He could be on the end of a free kick. Jason Norwich towards centre wing. O'Reilly, the only one to have played every game this year for his new club, towards Waterhouse. Wills waiting down, gets the hand pass away. Here's an opportunity for Mitchell in towards goal, and I think they've got one on the board.
It's crime time. Mondays on 7-2.
I never saw that before in my life.
That's what they all say.
With all new British mystery.
We all knew who did it, Sarge. It's proving it that's the problem.
I don't want speculation. I want evidence.
These officers will stop at nothing to get justice.
Helen, I've got to report this.
And I have to keep the girl alive.
You won't want to miss a beat.
Down!
Of all new Heartbeat, Mondays 7:30 on 7-2.
I believe that as you grow a little wiser in life, you want to give something back to your community. That's why I like the Lions. They're people who've got together in just about every town and city in Australia to help others.
I always respond to Lions because they're the salt of the earth. These are the people, the backbone of this nation. They're people who sacrifice for the community, and I just think we need to be inspired by them.
Lions finds ways to help in an amazing variety of ways, whether by raising money for medical research, youth leadership, bushfire relief, rescuing people at sea, activities for older people.
We're also passionate about wanting to help and do other things, but we want to have fun in doing so, which is why I can enjoy being a Lion.
If you are feeling like giving something back in life, why not join your local Lions Club?
The Dockers by 5 points. First goal of the game to Gavin Mitchell. Bounce favours Burton, tries to grab hold of it. Fletcher's doing the hack work in the middle, really just boots it forward. Parker reads it beautifully. McAdam tries to put in the chase. Now Parker goes to centre half forward with a very good kick towards man, but Kennedy does very well and belts the ball over the line.
That's a good ploy, Malcolm, the two forwards on the full forward line and across half forward. Is that something you'd look at Adelaide next year? 5-man forward line?
Gee, it's a long way to look. How many miles is that from here? Here we go. We just look, and Gowers hacks it out of the air. Look, I think, Don, to answer your question, I mean, in your 6 games as coach, you would have tried 3-man, 4-man, 5-man, 6-man forward lines, I'm sure.
I had 19 men on the game that we won, but they didn't wake up to that one.
Yeah, but when you play practice games against yourself, you really can win those. Anyhow, Mitchell gets it and kicks the ball back in towards centre half forward. Lappin, nearly clever, then taps it out. Voss, White first there, has to go to ground and give the ball up. Players spill over the top of it, and great tackling there from Corcoran not to commit himself in the back on Toya, and another ball up.
Now we've had a couple of injury problems early on. Dipper, what's the latest?
Chris Scott is back out of from the dressing rooms. Sandy, he's okay. He'll be back on the ground very shortly. He just received a couple of stitches in his mouth.
Thanks, Dipper. Yeah, Burton beaten for it. Dockers have made an impressive start here tonight. They are having a red-hot go. Champion, Waterhouse. Actually, it does come out, and there's a high tumbling punt. This is going to be very close again, just off target by Waters and one behind. There he is, Scotty Waters, a veteran now of 109 games. And the Dockers making a positive start. McIver, here somewhat limited. Goes again to the outer side to Clark, who is waiting down. Mitchell there also. Gets it quickly across towards Callaghan. It's a high kick inside 50. Waterhouse the target. Belted away from him. Tristan Lynch goes towards the boundary line. Gowers is there. And Mitchell sees him over. Top spotter waits on the ladder if they're good enough. What a finish to the home and away, and it looks as though it's going to go right down to the wire, and that could possibly mean next Sunday's North Melbourne-Richmond game at the MCG will be an absolute clinker. That will decide the 8 as Marcus Ashcroft picks himself up. What a run he's had. Everyone talks about Jim Stynes. Marcus Ashcroft has now played 88 games straight. I know it's not a Jim Stynes, but it's still a pretty good effort.
Bounce just on the 50-metre line. Burton taps it back towards his own goal. Fletcher in underneath. Corcoran there also. And just a scrambly bit of play here, and there'll be another ball up. And at the moment, the Bears have touched the ball 30 times and Fremantle 50. So there's quite a discrepancy in the number of touches. Fremantle just controlling the game for the moment. Burton again belts it back. Man, Waters can't control it. Voss, hard working, fantastic play to get it out to Gowers. Great tap to Lynch. Super play. The Bears are away. McAdam gets his man underneath the footy, then goes to ground, caught by Kickett. Kickett also caught. Parker there, and the boundary line is next. Centre wing, boundary throwing.
Under 8 minutes remaining in this first quarter at the Gabba. And at the moment, it's the Dockers leading by one straight kick. Burton, Clark in front. He had a sensational start to the season. He's had a very good year, young Clark, hasn't he, Malcolm?
Yes, he has. He's been a real find, hasn't he? Originally at Richmond and then went across, had a year at South Adelaide or two, and yeah, he's really developed. 65 games now under his belt. And hasn't missed a game for the season. Fletcher in towards full forward, or they come steaming out. Lynch couldn't take it on the half volley. The hand pass goes back again to Alistair Lynch. His kick is not a good one, however. Parker's in the way. Now he waits for them to drop back. He's come wide towards Clement. Clement's got a bit of space. Look at this. Typical of the Dockers. Now under the gun, McGovern. Forced to kick under pressure and round his body towards McManus. Loses it to Ashcroft. Just pokes it over the top to accommodate Lappin. Danger here as Nigel Lappin bends it in towards full forward. He needs it to spin back, but it doesn't. And it's taken over the line in the right forward pocket.
That's a classic instance there when Lappin, he's a two-sided player, can use either left or right foot. He was on his left foot, and down it goes to the forward line very quickly. There was a lot of players, and I can't understand why they always come back onto their dominant foot as they would have been in Lappin's situation. You've got to be versatile, and Lappin certainly is that.
Burton pushed into it, almost got boot to ball. An opportunity again for the Bears. Fletcher receiving. That was from Hart. Centering kick is okay. Finds Gilbert McAdam.
That's again exactly what I meant about Lappin. Fletcher on that time could go left or right with confidence. He tried both ways and then finished coming back to his non-dominant side, the left. Very skillful and still spotted, as you can see there, McAdam. Excellent play.
So a chance for Brisbane to score their first goal for the night, and we've got only 6 minutes remaining. Well, he started that way left and he's missed that. So they are not playing at the moment, or not being allowed to play, like a side vying for top spot.
Well, he had the flu, didn't he, last week, the man on screen number 2, but his place, if he doesn't perform tonight, could be in a little bit of doubt for the finals. So the pressures, and it's a good situation to be on, pressure on all these players to perform in the Brisbane side.
Particularly, Malcolm, when you think that you've got players of the calibre of Chapman, Lambert, White, Hughes, Keating, and they're all knocking on the door.
Yeah, it's been very good, great build-up. Burton tries to knock it on with advantage of Toy, as we see Chris Scott just coming back out. So the crowd's happy about that. And Matthew Clark's also happy about that, because they've got the ball down to a wing position.
Do you think he'll come back on?
I think he's being asked what town he's in.
I'm sure he'll get the best piece of advice possible. Here he goes. Burton works his way to the front. Doing well, actually.
He is. He's not a bad player, Burton.
Voss caught. How's that handball under pressure? Goes back 20 metres. Burton clever. That is brilliant for the big fella. Now goes in one-on-one situation here. Man in front. Traps it beautifully. Off to McManus. Surely he'll get round him. Just got to finish now. Can't. Really goes to a poor option. That was a man-on-man situation out in the forward pocket, and really no value whatsoever. Youngster.
8 effective scoring shots and only 1 goal so far tonight. Clark this time trying to do the work behind man, picked up by Kennedy, and he tumbles a punt back towards the middle of the ground once again. Overrun by Harding.
Well done, McAdam.
Gilbert McAdam in there, socket out, and there was some legging going on there. It's gone unnoticed.
The umpire's right. I can't understand that.
McRae's in the thick of things as usual. McGovern at the bottom. Just about in the middle of the Gabba. A 5-point margin. And just under 5 minutes remaining. From the middle, slightly towards Kennedy, who slapped it with the right hand, did it down beautifully towards Voss. They could start something to run here. Tristan Lynch is away. And go, they say. Lynch does. Puts them inside 50. Merritt stands there like the Rock of Gibraltar. Got a hand to it, but that was all. Flicked round the body beautifully by Craig McRae. And finally, they're on the board.
And the little Glenelg Grover, very, very sharp up around the goals. He's a real improver too. He showed signs last year, but really has come on this year. And that's his 21st goal for the season. He's had 3 weeks off with a groin injury. there he is, number 4.
1 point ball game, just under 4.5 minutes to go this first quarter. Has been a tight quarter. Working out his Toya, gives it off to Norrish, goes very long and direct. Champion comes at it, gets an awkward bounce. Waterhouse tries to give it back to Burton, unloads it, and really something perhaps may have happened there, but just a bit of ineffectual ball handling, and the ball's over the line. A boundary throw in, just about 25 metres around from the Fremantle goal. Big fella Burton gets to the front and grabs it, throws it onto his boot, and wobbles it through for a point. So the scores are level.
Do you think he's a much maligned player, Burton?
I wouldn't have thought that. I think that his development's been terrific.
I think it has terrific. I think he's a very, very good ruckman. I don't know why he's not there all the time.
It's only really his second season. I know he's a senior player. The ball worked his way out to Lappin.
Yeah, just his 31st game as Lappin on the half-back flank looks downfield, and the pass was not good. It's taken by Parker. He's called a play on. He's going to be in bother. Tumbles it towards Wills, the former Cat. Goes back into the open spaces, puts pressure on his teammate. That was Gale, son of Terrence. Out the back door it comes to Lappin. Only seen 3 free kicks given away so far this quarter. A high kick by Harding goes in towards the pocket. Taken again by Gale. Keeps it in play with a sweeping hand pass towards Wills. Gets rid of it very quickly. He was looking for Mitchell, but it's going to be beaten. And they're out of trouble once again. Back towards Leppich. Also there is McRae. Looks for someone going past. Finds him in the single handicapper. Marcus Ashcroft towards Fletcher. Couldn't take it in the second attempt. Kick it. Caught. Eventually does throw it out. On the end of the hand pass was Jones, and they'll get out of trouble once again. But they are under fierce pressure. That was not a good kick by the youngster Coots. Straight onto the chest of Lappin. Towards McAdam. With relative ease, he drifts it in towards the pocket. 2 beats 1, and Coops beats Merritt on this occasion. The youngster wobbles it towards the half-back flank. Taken by Jeff White. Going to have to reclaim it again. He's on all fours. Tries to sweep it out. Danger here. Ashcroft caught. Ball spills free once again. Docker showing a fierce determination. And on the Bears 50, we'll find ourselves with a ball up. Scores are level. It's McManus and Waters on the bench.
There, didn't they? Waters and McManus off.
So there's a heap of players around the ball. White comes over the top. Lappin's getting touches early in this game. Ball's out to Leppich. Tries to work his way through. Great smother on it. Lynch caught from Wills. Really just hands it off to Voss. Fletcher now under pressure. Has to go back to Voss. Great numbers. Great pressure there from Fremantle. It breaks to Callaghan. And a great kick also to Peter Mann. Mann wants the player leading. It's Waterhouse. The kick only has to be good. And it is.
Yeah, good. You put it into space. That's all you can do when you're giving a forward a chance. Put it into space so he can lead confidence. There's a big hole there. You can see the hole.
So Clive Waterhouse.
Waterhouse confident.
Coming out of the square. Noted goal kicker at Port Adelaide. And kicking from 40. He's a long kick. Oh, he's a lovely kick. That's fine. It's their second goal. So Clive Waterhouse gets his first. And the Dockers lead by that margin, Don Scott.
Yeah, well, it all started around midfield, just there in that instant of play. The turnover. It was a good kick to find Mann, and then Mann quickly plays on into that hole. Good build-up by the Fremantle side.
Yeah. So the Dockers showing the way at the moment, leading by 1 straight kick. Coots leaves it for his teammate. Maybe he should have taken it. It's eventually socket off the ground. The race is on. Lappin leads in the race. Got a boot to it. That was all. Toyer is there for the Dockers. Young Luke Toyer caught by Roger Merritt. A cry of ball. The advantage is paid. Lappin drifts it in towards the pocket. And a fine diving mark is taken by Alistair Lynch. Or was it out? Or was it out? Oh, well, he must have juggled it over the line. So we're going to see a throw in.
Oh, I thought he had control of this. Look.
Well, Decision been made. Umpire said he juggled it over. So a throw in. Still in the Bears attacking zone. White does the ruck work for the Dockers. Time's running out for Brisbane. Here's Voss in all sorts of trouble. Can he weave something magical in towards half forward? At the back is White. Jeff White goes on with the job. Gets the hand pass over the top towards Clement. Clement kicks up towards Wills and Tristan Lynch. Over their heads it goes. Wills leads in the race. If it sits, he's in business. Can they get another one before quarter time? He's 52 metres out. He swings around. It's a long kick. It's a good-looking kick in towards goal. And just off the hands of Matthew Spider Burton for one behind. 2-5 plays 1-4. Richard Champion. Good-looking kick towards Clark. Be free kicked anyway. It was ripped off the ball. But if they're not aware of it, I'm sure they will be at quarter time. Brisbane have a game on their hands. That's going to be okay, Don. Don't panic. They missed, as Peter Mann's hand pass also did, on the siren. And at quarter time, John Northey makes his way out as Chris Scott still ponders his position. Copping one high early, having stitches, we believe, into the mouth, and I think he just wants to be left alone, quite frankly. A little frustrated, no doubt, at being forced out in the manner that he was. There's Mackayber, there's Jared Neesham, still having plenty to say to Andrew Wills and Spider Burton too. They're listening in. But at quarter time, they are showing the way, the visitors. They've made the longest journey in football, and they lead by 7 points. 2-5 plays 1-4.
This is the India you won't see in travel guides. Sanjeev from the Kumars is travelling deep into modern India to see the chaos and the calm and find those hidden little secrets.
Fantastic.
That the locals don't want you to know about.
Is it good fun? Hell yes.
The premiere series, India with Sanjeev, Saturdays at 6:30 on 7/2.
What did he say? He says we can see quite well.
Please don't cry. You know I'm leaving here tonight. Before I go, I want you to know there will always be a line. And if the moon had to run away and all the stars didn't want to play, don't waste the sun on a rainy day. The wind will soon blow it all away. Yeah, oh yeah. When the days all feel the same, don't feel it going away and alright. Everything will be okay. We will meet again.
Every eye is an eye. When you're doing the surgery there, that is just as important as if you were doing eye surgery on the Prime Minister or the King.
My dad is Santa Claus.
Tim Allen is the original Secret Santa.
Santa fell off the roof. Your roof. You read the card, you put on the suits, and now you're Santa, okay?
This year, Christmas is extra special.
Does this look like a little weight to you?
Friday, the big guy's on his way.
Have you ever seen a reindeer fly?
Yes.
Hop aboard the most magical adventure of all.
Elves with attitude.
The Santa Claus.
It's time for moving. It's time for changing. It's time to begin. Yes, it's time. Time for better days to begin. It's time for more. Yes, it's time. Time for moving. Time for loving. It's time. Yes, it's time. Yes, it's time. Yes, it's time.
Bears are expected to win, but the Dockers are playing a pretty good game.
Yeah, I think they're doing the right thing. They know that the Bears are under a fair bit of pressure, but they've got that spoiling game together. You mentioned before the game that's exactly what they were going to do. They're doing it 100% correct.
And the Gabba's only a small ground, but not a lot of space here. But both sides are trying to find space, but of course there's no space for that.
No, they're not. And we're seeing that Dockers defence really close up.
Thank you, boys. Clark tries to win it out of the centre as we go into the second quarter. McRae pushes wide towards Lappin. He gets it even further afield. Hart gets the hand pass away to Voss. Voss kicks into the man on the mark. Good attempt to smother by Norris. Norris goes after it again, and Voss slaps it over the line. Frustrating times for the Bears. This young man is a perfectionist at his craft.
Probably in line for his second best and fairest too, Sandy. Won it last year and could be again this year.
And could give the Brownlow a shake, I'm quite sure. And would be very deserving of it. Gow's got a hand to it, but that was all. Oh, Tristan Lynch through strongly and check sides it, spiralling it actually around his body up towards left half forward. Lepic trying some fancy soccer tactics, couldn't pick it up, goes in again. Well done by Lepic. He gets it out towards Ackermanis. Ackermanis keeps it in play, pushes it towards 50, but it's the Dockers at the moment have the numbers, although that kick is high. Gow's getting underneath it now, sees it bounce behind him in play. A cruel bounce for Tristan Lynch. He eventually spoons it back for Gow's. An untidy piece of play and marked by Kickett on half back.
Dale Kickett, one of the veterans now in the Fremantle side, one of very few that have played over 50 games. Goes in short to McGovern. Looks back to the centre, has a player loose if he wants, now changes his mind, wants to run. Govan running a long way. The umpire put the whistle to the mouth, then put it away, and really did cough up the ball badly to Lynch. And Lynch on the rebound just spins the ball back. Fletcher waits. Norris tries to cut it off, can't. So a really bad turnover. Has a player out wide. The kick doesn't quite hit. Ashcroft there with McGovern. And we really are playing crisscross football at the moment. Kick it. Stops. Now kicks it to Toya. And so some sensibility back in the game with a good kick, finding a teammate. Comes inside to Norris. Norris accepts it, finds some space at the back and then goes quick and belts the pass. Too hard, Don. He should give it a bit of air. Let White run into it. It really is a hard kick.
He would have taken it.
You think? Oh. No, I thought it was
You've
just
got to be sure of your facts and that when you're coaching next year. Don't think, do.
Oh, no, I think when you try and build it like that, Don, I mean, it's very hard for the player to get on the end of it. Looks good when it comes off, but it's not. It's a low percentage. Mitchell caught. Lynch goes to the boundary line and another throw in.
17.5 minutes remaining in this first half. It hasn't always been pretty, but it's been a struggle. And the Dockers have a 7-point lead. Clark in front, White from behind, down towards Voss. Voss kick. Some of the kicking has left a lot to be desired tonight. Slews off the side of the boot. Hart towards Champion. Champion goes back again to the little man. He flicks it onto his boot. Kicks towards McAdam and McGovern. The two max. And it's over. There's Big Rog. The old warhorse drawing towards the end of his playing career. 309 games. Joining that unique 300 club, Michael Voss, just starting out really in his career in comparison. So to Ackermanis. Ashcroft in towards half forward. O'Reilly on the chest.
Good contest between he and Lynch.
Call to play on. He's going to move it. He does. He wants Big Spider Burton. And he's going to get a free kick. He was pulled to the ground illegally. And away sprints the galloping hat rack towards centre wing. Again, the bounce is okay for Coops. Wobbles it onto his boot. And it spins down towards half forward and is eventually taken over the line. No, it's not. It's kept in play for the moment. Now it is taken over. Player doing that with Shannon Corcoran.
His first game, Sandy, for the 96 season after coming from Footscray.
A boundary throw in. Burton belts it over the back. Toya's favoured here. Hart's right onto him. Caught. Now gives the ball up under pressure to Norris. Can't get hold of it. Voss working brilliantly in underneath. Free kick to McRae, not paid. Ashcroft just hoiks the ball forward. Kickett and Fletcher go at it. Have to sit and wait for the bounce now. Lynch comes out and just misses the other number 11 in Kickett. Terrific body stuff, but just missed. McGovern off to Kickett, trying to calm him at the back. Katoya has some space in front of him. Waterhouse goes on a very good lead, but the kick is poor. In fact, it's over Champion's head, falls to the back, and McIver can bring it away to Gowles. Slips as he comes in. It is heavier on this side of the ground, no doubt about that.
That would be really disconcerting about footwear, wouldn't it? I mean, the other side of the ground you would wear a certain type of footwear. Over this side you need a different pair of boots. Very frustrating if you're a running type player who moves around the crown.
Fremantle getting plenty of the marks early on in this game. It paints an extraordinary picture, Don, doesn't it? People running everywhere, changing their shoes. Here's Kennedy. Now Hart tries to slap it out to accommodate Ackermanis. Couldn't do so initially. Tristan Lynch spins out of the pack, but does get caught. The Dockers throwing everything at them. Corcoran tries to get the hand pass away to Hart, off to Kennedy. In the back pocket. Kennedy goes towards Fletcher. Kickett is the effective spoiler. Waiting down is the little rover. From Mount Gambier, Clark. Well, he did the roving on that occasion, Don. Towards centre wing it goes now. It's not pretty, but they're having a good old go. And the umpire comes in for another bounce.
Very low scoring game.
Just the 3 goals scored so far in the match. And tackling department, Brisbane showing the way 15-9. But it's the Dockers showing the way on the scoreboard. Here's Norris. Does the roving work. Whips it round his body, kicking back in towards the centre. His target was McManus, but Lappin is right there with him. Hart may get the opportunity here, but had it for a moment, then lost it. Voss in over the top. Wide is McManus. He gets away from Gowles. Kicks up towards half forward. The lead is on from Waterhouse. Kennedy is at the back for Brisbane. With him is young Coots. And he was holding him illegally. So he's going to get a free kick. In front of the scoreboard that Malcolm does not say a lot.
No, it doesn't indeed. Kennedy playing centre half back. It's interesting move that with Bartlett on the bench. He's just looking for that extra tool at the back. Champion gets his kick as the pressure came from behind. Big fly across the middle. That's a good mark. Very good mark by Bartlett, the player just mentioned. Now wants to hurry on. Lynch in a favoured spot. Pushed by O'Reilly, not seen. Comes back to Lynch. Pushes off with an arm. Goes forward. 2-on-1 situation here, and the ball favours Parker. So Fremantle very lucky in that encounter. They go very wide. Players come out. 3 players hit very hard indeed.
Wow.
Called play on. This is Lynch. Comes forward.
And they're all up and okay.
And Fletcher gives it away to Hart. Hart from 40 metres to McAdam. And surely the drought will be broken this quarter.
What an excellent, courageous effort by 3 players on that outer wing. Just prior to that, and they all got up and they're all right. That's terrific. But as we see there, Gilbert, and he'll be anxious to impress tonight. As I said earlier, a spot in the finals at stake for him.
So McAdam kicks, and there's only a point in it.
I think his best position is on a wing. That's where he made his name in South Australia. They played him down, back, forward. Oh, and that's the one I'm talking about.
Clark and Bartlett.
Wow. And Mann's gone off too, so he might have been a little shaken up. And there is Fletcher. Build up. Here it comes. Hart. McAdam will be on the end of this.
Margin now down to just 1 point, but this game's picking up casualties. Mann is on the sidelines after that fierce clash.
There he is, but he's all right, Sandy.
But what a clash it was with Clark and also Trent Bartlett. Thankfully, no one was seriously hurt. So the Bears are challenging. McAdam flies over the top. Couldn't take the mark. Waiting down is Leppich, and they've hit the front. It's taken a while, but they're there. 2 quick goals. One from McAdam and one from Justin Leppich in his 40th game.
Well, that man there with the red hair should be at Hawthorn, Sandy. He started down there in the under-19s. He comes from Berwick, and there is McAdam coming through. He hurt himself, and you can still see Lynch on the ground. Both players are all right. They're up, but there he is, 23. He's got a lot of ability, improved a lot this year. And as I said, should be down at Hawthorn.
I wonder why, Don.
What do you mean?
Actually, Voss has been terrific in that middle, hasn't he? To get that ball out a few times in tight. He really is a clever player. It's times as Norwich gets the ball out the middle. The Dockers want to hit back here. They go forward. Champion comes out, meets it with conviction to Kennedy. Handballs over to Voss. Voss goes long. That's a beautiful long kick. Really does put pressure across the half back line there. And here it is through Hart again. Kicks into the goal square. Lynch with the set. Oh! Almost kick it somehow or other, tries to break his way out. Does use the ball beautifully when he gets it. Here's Gallan. It's Toya in fact caught, and that is holding the footy.
Good tackle from the big
great tackle from Clark.
Good comeback by Clark, who was involved in that bingle. Down towards half forward. Just for the last couple of minutes, the Bears threatening Norwich, had it for a moment, then lost it. He's got Clement there giving him good support.
Gee, that ball's getting a bit hot, isn't it?
Mitchell feeling that heat. He's at the bottom of the pack. Kicked a goal in the first quarter. Gavin Mitchell picks himself up now. Clark wins it towards Hart. Good shepherding allows him to get the hand pass towards Ackermanis. Tucked on the boundary line. He does it beautifully and finds Marcus Ashcroft 60 metres out. He'll go for the centering kick, long and low. Lynch got one hand to it. Kickett is at the back, hoping to tidy up for the Dockers. He does so, and they should get out of trouble. Gale's kick is okay to Toya. A young one of 4 Norwich Rising Star nominees this year, but that kick is not good. Look at that, straight down the throat of Richard Champion. Like the Rock of Gibraltar at half back, he just pops it over the top and accommodates Jason Ackermanis. And away they go. In towards 50, towards Bartlett. Youngster does well, picks it up, gets the hand pass away to Fletcher. Adrian Fletcher, McAdam was pushed and will get the free kick. Optimistic enough to even ask for 50. Call to play on now, does so. Not a good kick. Kickett got a hand to it. McGovern got a boot to it. Tumbles it out towards the boundary line. Toya gives chase with Voss. And together they see it over in front of the Social Club. A 5-point margin, but it is now held by the Brisbane Bears.
So a throw in between wing and half back. Bears slightly into attack. Clark tries to go over the top. Can't get hold of it. Parker to Norris. And back to McGovern. So they use it with handball. And this is Harding breaking away. Now the handball to Jones. And now we want to finish it. This is where the finish is needed to Mitchell. Now he can run. Bartlett's at him. Good old 1-2 back again. Now has to go long and very high. Flyers wanted wide in front. Yes, has got it. Jeff White. So from 10 metres out, really, or 15 metres he'll kick from.
Came from a big raps, didn't he, Jeff White, from the Southern Stingrays. Comes from down Frankston way. He's been in Western Australia 2 years. Only a youngster, but he's got potential.
So Jeff White kicks and goals, and the Dockers are back in front.
Raining goals in the last 2 minutes, Dom.
Yes, and Jeff White there. He's taking a little while really to get used to it. He was a ruckman in his junior day. In actual fact, he played as a wingman, they tell me, early on in his career, then became a ruckman, and now they're trying to make him a position player because of the fact that Burton's in the ruck, but he has got a big leap and could develop into a really good knock mobile ruckman.
So it's a 1-point ball game here at the Gabba. John Northey and his Brisbane Bear cohorts looking concerned, and well they may. There's top spot on the ladder at stake. They've got all at the moment a very healthy percentage. They don't want that to disappear. So we go back to the middle, and White, fresh from his goal, up against Clark. They win it out of the middle. Go down towards the half-forward line. Socket off the ground by Kennedy. Back towards centre wing. Leading in the race is Gale, but he's beaten by Voss. Michael Voss shows him a clean pair of heels. Whips it up towards half-forward. McGovern tried to use the body from the back. Almost succeeded. Now he could be almost pinged for holding it.
It was a cruel bounce end for young Gale, wasn't it? He looks a likely type too. He looks skillful. And but what about the Voss pickup, Don?
Oh.
I thought it was an 1-2.
Well, I mean,
under 9 minutes remaining.
That meant fantastic. It's the way you say it.
Blood rule coming into effect by McGovern. In the meantime, play goes on. White tries to go over the top. Kennedy races towards the boundary line. It beats him and Michael Brown over as McGovern continues to receive treatment. He'll be okay. And Roger comes back out onto the ground. Well, if it is going to be his farewell here at the Gabba, unless they get a final and want to go out in style, I can assure you of that. Gale's kick out of bounds on the full. To be taken by Tristan Lynch. Swings play up towards right half forward. Or McAdam flew but couldn't take the football cleanly. Lappin overruns it. Fletcher is there. And also Anthony Jones is right there with him.
Adding another string to his bow, isn't he, Adrian Fletcher, playing across half forward. McGovern back on.
The Dockers by a point.
Oh
gee. Hard. Now he's going to pick out a free kick here.
Well, listen, that is not... Okay.
Well, comment, Don. You're a comment man.
Well, he jumped too early, Sandy. He had no intent on the ball whatsoever, and he should have been pinged for jumping so early.
And McCullum lost it.
And a lot of ruckmen do it nowadays, and I'm not pinged for it.
Clement. To the outer side. And Kennedy. Brown. Kennedy close to the boundary line. And over.
There's Peter Mann off the ground. He got 8 touches in that first quarter, and off the ground now Brown. A great tap down to Ashcroft. Screws the ball around, coming hard at it. Merritt. Ball falls over the back. Here's kick it again. Just pinched in by his teammate in Parker. Goes for a bounce. Lost a second. Now draws a player. Waters to Norwich. Can't get it. Really a fumble there. Cost him dearly. But he was cool enough to kick it out of bounds. Not on the full. So another boundary throw in. Between wing and half forward. The Dockers lead by 1 point in this very tight, interesting encounter.
Malcolm, does the brain or the mind play strange games, particularly for a side like Brisbane at this time of the year when you know you're well and truly in the finals? Forget top spot at stake, but can you perhaps tend to take the foot off? Or
I think perhaps that the opening bit might have been, but now you know you're in a game of footy as it goes to Gale. Can use it. Oh, terrific catch from Mann back on the ground.
It does, Sandy. I mean, you know, you can just relax just that little bit knowing you're there, but really they're fighting for top spots, so they should be gunning a little bit harder than what they are.
Interesting, Don. I heard someone talk about commentators using the word catch in football.
Catch.
But actually, if you look up in the rules of a mark, you'll find the terminology catch used twice, as in catching the ball in the air on the full. So when people say you don't use catch in football, it's in the laws of the game. Mann from 45 metres kicks. It's a lovely kick. They've got their 4th. Peter Mann went off after that heavy knock, back on as Gowers and Scott again comes off the ground. And good play, this young fella, Gale. You'd like him, Don. And a terrific kick there from Peter Mann as Don Scott recovers from a very ordinary situation.
First goal to Peter Mann. To half forward. And the Dockers at the moment answering the challenge. Harding. Over.
So, Sandy, I'm going to miss Saturday nights next year.
You'll be looking up the word catch, I think.
I haven't had so much fun since the wheels fell off my cradle. I mean, off the brand.
McAdam at the bottom. And another bounce in front of the Social Club that would be wondering at the moment what is going on with Fremantle leading by 7 points. Not only are they fighting for top spot, these players have got to be fighting also to hold their place in the side. When you consider Chapman, Lambert and Co have got to come back. Here's Brown. Can he pick it up? Can he pick it up? Eventually he does. Gets the hand pass away to young Coops. Coops bends it with the left foot cleverly in towards the forward line, and man is there again. Now this could stretch the margin to 13 points. And it's like working with Wilbur Smith. What are you looking up now, Malcolm?
Well, I was just about to show Don. That time, what Peter Mann then did was actually catch the football. I said, a mark is catching the football directly from the kick. And the end bit says, not having been touched in transit from kick to catch.
Okay. You've baffled him. Here's Mann. Steadies and is away to the right. Started it right, was always going to be off target. One behind. 4-6. Those 3-4. An 8-point lead as champion brings it back into play.
Yes, breaks away by himself, kicks the ball to himself. Now goes out very long, and he really has picked out McManus. Great jump in front of Hart, and that it was a good grab. Kicks the ball high. Huge pack of players. Champion almost the mark. You'd almost pay that. I certainly would have, and from here it looked good, and umpire John Harvey agreed. So Champ playing very well on that full back line tonight. Decision making's been pretty good. Now kicks to Gowers. So just some loose marking there from Fremantle as they push back. Gowers hung near the middle. Kicks out wide, 1-on-1. Fletcher in front. Harding does the punching. Waters gets a handball out to Parker, off to Norrish, and then back to Harding onto his left foot. Kicks the ball towards Wills. Wills in the back. Gowers not paid. Clark gives it to Lynch, who stands still. Now kicks. Big kick to centre half forward. Kick it is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant at the back. Really has tried to set him up, and he really did set up Scotty Waters. There's enough players there to help McManus to kick it as a player out wide in Toya. Now Toya can go long and high. Burton's there. Big long arms of Burton. Champion comes over the back and helps out. And that's terrific stuff from Richard Champion, and uses the ball back to McAdam.
He had 3 options on that occasion, Champion.
On half-back, comes towards Ackermanis. Hart's in the hands of the trainers behind play in the middle of the ground. So the Bears having their problems in more ways than one at the moment. Craig McRae kicked a goal in the first quarter. McAdam drifts down.
He's starting to do really well, isn't he, McAdam?
Oh, it's okay.
He's handling the ball a lot. A long kick it. Really be the order of the day.
Clark looks to put them inside 50. Merritt and Lynch are the 2 big guns down there. Voss does the roving. Michael Voss.
Oh, great.
Well,
that's his second. That's his first, Michael Voss. But that was just set up. A long kick in there. The big guys contest. Here it is. Good kick by Clark. The big boys are there. And great roving by Voss. Finishing off very, very well. A bit like a training drill. Another change. They're making a lot of changes here tonight, both sides. Conditions not good for footy.
Michael Voss goal brings it back to a 2-point ball game. Waters working hard in the centre to McManus. Caught under pressure there from Lynch. The big fella, Burton, chips the ball forward in front of Peter Mann. Kennedy closes in on him. Also Corcoran. And then Kennedy quite happy to run it over. So it's been tight. Only 8 goals scored in nearly a half a footy. It's been a lot of defensive stuff. Burton Taps it over the back.
They've got to wake up to that.
That's clever to Mitchell if you can just get it right. Soccer's off the ground and misses to the right.
That's the third time that ball's come over the back. White's done it once, Burton twice. So obviously that's a ploy. Bring it over the back on the forward line, especially in that semicircle. And it's hitting into space, so they obviously clear the space out and run into it.
3 points again, the margin. Gowers marks at half back. Time ticks away in this first half. Lynch on the outer side. He also goes short. Our heart was in the hands of the trainers just a few minutes ago. Appears to be up and okay. He's called a play on now, and he goes long. That's a lovely kick from the little left footer. Clark has a couple of swipes at it, couldn't take it cleanly. Harding tidies up for the Dockers, but not too cleanly really, because it goes straight down the throat of Kennedy. On the outer wing, normally a prodigious kick, gets underneath this, a big pack of players forms. Boss tried to get clear. Burton some fancy work towards the boundary line. Hart is up, he can swing round onto that left foot, does so now, puts them inside 50. Look out, Rogers coming, and he needs someone waiting down. He's got him as it snaps in towards goal, and it goes way across the face from Craig McRae. Kicked 1 goal in the first quarter and has 21 for the season. Thrown in the left forward pocket. The Bears in attack, but they trail. Burton trying to punch it clear. Oh, dangerously socket off the ground, but as another of our friends from the West would say, almost centimetre perfect from the young man, because he got it to bounce just inside. Bears have made plenty of changes. Alistair Lynch on the bench. Hart quickly goes in towards goal. Oh, the juggler! Not paid. Play on is the call. And it's over the line. Danny Dickfoss, who started on the bench, getting his first touch and almost in sensational style. We saw Lynch on the bench. Here's an opportunity for Hart. Too far.
Margin back to 2 points as Andrew McGovern brings it in these closing seconds of this first half. It's been pretty tight, interesting affair. Out to Harding, just holds it up, now goes back with the handball. McGovern switches play out the other half back flank, and there is Stephen O'Reilly. He's done a good job at the back, just been very negative. Kick, beautiful. Here's a lovely kick. Parker's in trouble, and the Bears won't have time to score from this foray as the siren goes at half-time in a quarter where the Bears kicked 3 goals 1 and the Dockers kicked 2 goals 2. So the margin, just that couple of points, 29-31, as the players head towards their change rooms.
Oh, have you got a visitor, dear?
My son is here. He's in the cupboard.
I think she likes you, Arthur. She thinks I'm mad.
Well, that's not my fault. You're the one who got in the cupboard.
It's time to catch up with Mum. 5 nights a week on 7-2.
Why don't you tie me up in this, and then if I do go out, I'll have to drag the whole television with me.
Australia's all-time favourite comedy, Mother and Son. Weeknights at 7 on 7-2.
I believe that as you grow a little wiser in life, you want to give something back to your community. That's why I like the Lions. They're people who've got together in just about every town and city in Australia to help others.
I always respond to Lions because they're the salt of the earth. These are the people, the backbone of this nation. They're people who sacrifice for the community, and I just think we need to be inspired by them.
Lions finds ways to help in an amazing variety of ways, whether by raising money for medical research, youth leadership, bushfire relief, rescuing people at sea, activities for older people.
We're also passionate about wanting to help and do other things, but we want to have fun in doing so, which is why I can enjoy being a Lion.
If you are feeling like giving something back in life, why not join your local Lions Club?
My dad is Santa Santa Claus.
Tim Allen is the original Secret Santa.
Santa fell off the roof. Your roof. You read the card, you put on the suits, and now you're Santa, okay?
This year, Christmas is extra special.
Does this look like a little weight to you?
Friday, the big guy's on his way.
Have you ever seen a reindeer fly?
Yes.
Hop aboard the most magical adventure of all.
Elves with attitude.
The Santa Claus.
It's time for moving. It's time for changing. It's time to begin. Yes, it's time. Time for freedom. Time for laughter. It's time to begin. Yes, it's time. Time for living. Time for sharing. It's time for more. Yes, it's time. Time for better. Place to be in. It's time for more. Yes, it's time. Time for moving. Time for loving. It's time for more. Yes, it's time. Time for better days to be in. It's time. Yes, 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 it's time.
Mr. Jerry Seinfeld, ladies and gentlemen.
It's time for more. Yes, it's time. Time for better days to be in. It's time. Yes, it's time. Yes, it's time.
The Dockers go into it with a 2-point lead. Clark, who was in that horrendous crash in the first half, is okay. Toya grabs a possession. Luke Toya around his body up towards Peter Mann. First goal going to be vital in this low-scoring match. Ashcroft has it stolen, but then they're able to combine and with Fletcher get it back again. Up towards Hart. He gets pushed underneath the ball and loses it. Bartlett also there only for a moment. They've surged it down towards Ackermanis. Socket up the ground by Lynch. One behind. So Alistair Lynch, after spending time on the bench in the second quarter, still looking for his first goal for the night and his 249th for his career. McGovern brings it back into play to Norris. He's on half-back. Norris just chips it up towards centre wing. McGovern's drifted down. He's covering an enormous amount of territory.
Sam, I was just looking at this ground. This is exactly where it is very, very heavy, and I believe it's this new grandstand that we are in. It's a very big grandstand, and the sun does not get to this part of the ground at all. Hence, it just does not dry out.
Horticulture lesson from Don as Norris kicks the ball forward towards Mann. Off to Callaghan. Kicks the ball back. Oh, Waterhouse pushed off it by Champion. Does it beautifully to Lappin. Comes around the boundary to this wet spot that Don just mentioned. Fletcher, great handball under pressure to Voss. Voss bounces in it. Great confidence and ability. Kicks to centre half forward, and Bartlett takes a diving mark. No, Trent Bartlett, just outside 50. Now goes. Lynch from behind. Won't quite get to the contest. Over the back to Leppich. Onto his left foot. And he too has missed.
They've picked the work rate up, Brisbane.
Scores level. Merritt on the sidelines. 4-7 apiece. Not exactly a percentage builder at the moment. McGovern to the outer side to kick it. And he does. Up towards centre wing, just past Anthony Jones, towards Peter Mann. Mann runs into a tackle.
Strong tackle.
Loses the football, but it's okay as it goes towards McManus. He tumbles it back towards Mann again. They're getting plenty of possession, but they're not travelling a great distance with it. And they may, in fact, turn it over. Waters onto the left foot, puts them inside 50. Scotty Waters' kick is high, and the mark is taken at the back by Jeffrey White.
Well, he could have his second, Jeff White.
And as was the case in the first half, every time the Bears did score, the Dockers were able to answer. The Bears just had that one purple patch, if you'd like to call it that. They scored 2 goals in as many minutes. But White a chance to give the Dockers a flying start in this third quarter. 25 metres out, almost directly in front, and he's made no mistake.
Well, Jeff White, a little taller than Scott McIver on that occasion, but also his leap aided him because he came over the back, and not an easy thing to do to take a mark from behind. Here it is, Scotty Waters putting it up high. Behind, and see, just a little bit too big, and also the better leap. Jeff White.
Six-point to the Dockers. Clark knocks the ball forward. Toya tries to read it. Fletcher again in tight. Gets the ball off the ground. Players from out. Here comes Fletcher again. Brilliantly done from Adrian Fletcher. McGovern gets hold of him, tackles him. His kick it, caught. Spins out a tackle. Now has to give it up quickly to Jones. They work pretty well at the back as Clement comes away with a good shepherd. Kicks out wide, and McManus marks on his chest centre wing. So one of the many Dockers youngsters kicks forward, and not a great kick. Lappin tries to get in front of man, can't get hold of it, and the ball's pushed over the line. So throw in between half forward and wing. Dockers into attack.
And if you've just joined us and seen the scoreline, you probably would have thought it's been pouring rain with the scoreline 5-7 to 4-7. It's the exact opposite. It's a warm night. McAdams on the bottom. He gives it to Gowers, but the Bears can't get their game going, and credit goes to the Dockers. Lynch comes steaming out. Bartlett gets a hand pass into no man's land. Which way will it bounce? Going to be okay for the Dockers. They're out of trouble. Parker towards Burton. The big man. Gave away a free kick to McAdam. Plays on. McAdam gets straight on with it to McRae. From a standing start, he kicks it high. Difficult one to mark. Straight up, straight down. Socket off the ground by Ackermanis. And out of bounds on the fall.
I like the way those Bears on the forward line are running in straight lines. They really do hit the ball pretty hard. It's just not coming off at the moment.
Kick back into play is okay. It's marked by Anthony Jones. Game number 31 under his belt. Lateral thinking. Going straight across the ground. And it's going to be okay in the end. There was some concern for a moment, however. Eventually it's marked by James Clement. Clement goes wide towards the wing. Now he's got Waters running. It's only got to sit and he's in business. It doesn't, and it beats him over the line, and he looks at, why'd they shave a ball like that, he says. If it was round, I could have picked it up. But that's our game.
There's Scotty Waters, centre wing. Burton gets there late, so Clark just pushes it down to the advantage of Ashcroft. Kicks the ball very high towards centre half forward. Parker does well with one hand. Now to Madigan. In fact, not Madigan, what am I saying? Harding off to Clement. And Clement kicks the ball. McManus, great contest there. Gale just has to give it up. McGovern's good enough to get there. Chips it back into the centre. And Waters has a player loose. Really does set him a task. It's Norwich. McAdam does very well to knock it away. Mitchell just a bit one-handerish. Back to Norwich. He's now in trouble. And they'll lose his footy for sure. They've overdone it. And Champion breaks away for the Bears. Now comes back into the middle and just belts the ball back towards the centre of the ground. Through McRae's hands. Parker in over the top. Got it now. Has a player out wide in Burton. Burton comes back. Gee whiz, we really are playing a different sort of game of footy here tonight. To Gale. Gale now straightens up. Kicks. And can Mann get on the end of this one? Yes, he can.
You know what it is? Just worked it out. Take me a while.
Here we go.
No. Brisbane are not manning up anywhere on that. Now, to beat this side when they're in full flight, you just got to keep at them and at them and at them, and eventually they turn the ball over. They're not at them down on the forward line. They're able to get the ball away, start to run it, chip it around, and then you're chasing them, and then you're in trouble. So Brisbane really have got to concentrate, man up, and put the pressure on and keep running and chasing.
Peter Mann pushes that to the right, so that's just a disappointing finish, and really is probably typical of the game though so far. It just has been a bit scrappy. It's been tight.
You really got to sacrifice your game and play real man-on-man football against Fremantle, and Brisbane are playing a bit their own game at the moment.
4-7 plays 5-8. The Dockers lead. Lappin calling for it, but McIver is also being called now to bring it back into play. So he heads to that outer side, and it's a mark of a young champion. Michael Voss gives it down to the running Lappin. Just one of those nights where it's just not going to be pretty. Gowers tumbles it in towards the middle. Bartlett does some good shepherding work for McRae. He kicks to half forward. No mark taken.
There it is.
Clement loses it. Merritt, go Big Roger!
So they're running straight up on that forward line. They're hitting the ball hard. And Merritt again running straight, and this time rewarded. Just look, see, they run hard, they run straight as Gowers gets it. There it is, running straight once again. It's McRae. So they're coming at it hard. Lepic again, and there's Merritt running straight. And he finally finishes off.
One point to the Dockers. Margin they lead by as the ball goes back in the middle. Players work hard. Norris gives it to Wallace, who is standing still. Now swings the ball round. Players come at it. McIver in front and keeps running. Terrific play from Scott McIver. Chips the ball out to a teammate, slips over. It's okay because it falls to Lappin. Gives it back to Voss, just runs straight onto it, covers it beautifully. Now wants to come back inside. Lepic comes hard over his head. Kick it, as he has done so often tonight. Just tidies up, and Stephen O'Reilly just settles it down. Between wing and half back. Kicks the ball long. Players pushed out of it. Surely a free kick. And there is. Peter Mann now called play on. McManus goes. And once again, McIver leaves White to the ball. Champion has been terrific. Touches the ball down. Wants to use the footy. Doesn't quite hit the player he wants. Kicked around quickly by Merritt. Out wide. Kick it. He's going to lose his footing. No, controls it beautifully. Hart does pressure him. Now he slips over. Now he's caught, and the boundary line gets the lot. The footy.
He's been pinged. What did you think, Don?
Just look, see, this is a treacherous ground. Oh, I don't know.
Well, play goes on. Oh, what a fly! No mark taken. That was Lepic, who got a mile in the air.
Gee, that was strong play again. Look at the way that McRae put himself in. They're really putting themselves in hard up on that forward line, Brisbane. Here's the leap. What's this leap? There's Lepic. Wow, but just couldn't take it. Spectacular stuff.
They're a point down at the moment. Bartlett won it, and a point is conceded. Scores a level, courtesy of James Clement in his 11th game. So anybody's game, this one. There's Andrew Wills in his 88th game at the moment, benched. And the Dockers are trying to finish this year on a high. Really, the Bears are playing for an absolute final bonus. They could finish on top of the ladder. Not over yet, however. Gale caught. Kick taken by Gowers. Here's a chance for the Bears. Gowers just lets one go. Long towards full forward. Bartlett was there. McGovern at the back. And it's McGovern who tidies up to the outer side. He's looking for Norris. It's a little too far for him. And it sails over the boundary line. There's Norris.
A boundary throw-in. Clark goes to the front, tries to read it himself. Norris kicks under pressure and out on the full. So the game may not have been pretty, but everyone looking on anxiously. The scores a level. Very, very tight indeed. Burton drops back, can't get a hold of it. Here's McRae, dangerous in this situation. Kicks and has missed.
It's got to come off sooner or later.
So they hit the front though. That's the point, to put the Bears back in front.
And that young man we just saw on screen is one Dylan Di Domenico.
Here's McGovern. A junior boundary rider, perhaps, Don, who knows? And this is Norris. Away he scoots up towards McManus on right half forward. Tristan Lynch right on his hammer and forces over the line. A 1-point lead. There is Dipper Jr.
Come on, the Bears, he's saying.
Forget the Hawthorn merger, he says. He's backing the Bears. All right. From the throw-in, Waters was able to flick it away. It goes high in the air. Callaghan couldn't take it. Voss, with one hand, got it to his boot and did it well. They've got a chance to start something here, although under real pressure was Ashcroft. He could have been held on that occasion. Umpire said no, play on, and so they do. Back it comes towards Gale. Tumbling it in towards full forward. Mark required at the back and beautifully done by Corcoran. He's away for the Brisbane Bears. Shannon Corcoran kicks up towards centre wing. Hart. Perfect spot. Pass was good.
Well done to kick it too, because Hart was going to go and he just held him up.
Here goes Adrian Fletcher. Legs pumping down the half forward flank. Has a look inside 50. Kicker's not good. Is not good. And O'Reilly takes the mark.
His players starting to look a bit tired too. I mean, this has been...
I think it's a bit hot out there, Malcolm.
It's been a contest, hasn't it? And the Bears, I suppose, would be more used to playing against the sides to be in the position they are than what Fremantle are. But at this pace and intensity. So perhaps this last 9 or so minutes of this third quarter. Clement kicks the ball forward. Champion over the back, can't get hold of it. Mann feeds it out to Coops. Spins around. Kicks. McManus goes at it. Terrific mark, son. Great mark. Going back with the flight of the footy. Had some protection with it from his teammate. As you see him just prop there, Toya, just to help his mate out.
Hard to take those ones, aren't they, when you're running with the flight of the ball.
So Sean McManus. He's kicked 10 goals too for the year. And he need to kick one tonight. So this would actually, with a goal, put the Dockers back in front. So it's been seesaw on the scoreboard. Sean McManus from 45 metres, slow run up, gets him very close and then kicks it very high. It'll fall and it's a goal. Great kick. They're back in front.
Gee.
Well, he has been on the bench tonight, Sean McManus. He's a better player than what he is showing tonight, actually. And here it is once again, Coops. Player that's got a bit of talent, Coops. And it's a good kick. McManus kicks his first.
So the Dockers hit back in the best possible way and regain the lead. 6-8 plays 5-9. Sean McManus finishing off some excellent work with a wonderful goal. There's Callaghan, Hart, as we're still in the middle. And the Bears are now having a real struggle on their hands just to take the 4 points as Lappin wins it out of the middle. Kicks down towards half forward. Oh, Merritt came out like a steam train, trying to create a path. The Dockers defence standing firm, or are they? Callaghan caught, spills free to Gowes. Gowes goes in towards the pocket, and this time Roger Merritt marks in the right forward pocket.
Gowes setting it up. Merritt, very difficult angle. Giving himself a chance. Has gone a long way off the mark. Could open up the face of goal.
Has a career of 427 goals. A lot of those with Essendon. He's kicked 16 goals, 10 for the season. And they need it. Don't worry about that. This to regain the lead, if he's accurate. Of which he is not. One behind. Four points the margin. McGovern again. Heads to the outer side. Clark over the top.
Interesting setup. They've got a couple of guys in each pocket wide, the Fremantle side. Then they play the huddle at centre half back, and they make the break accordingly. So they've got plenty of space to go. If those options are covered out wide, they can then go short to those out wide back pockets.
Clark with the backhander. Manus caught by Hart. It goes back to Gowers, coming out to meet it. McRae reads it beautifully, and Shawley has kicked the goal, and the Bears are back.
Well, that's his second. 4 goals last week. Craig McRae, there he is on screen. He read this particularly well. He has kicked 4 goals in a couple of quarters this year, so he's not bad on the burst. He's been off for 3 weeks with his 3rd groin injury for the year, so it might be a bit of a problem, that groin.
So Craig McRae has his 50th career goal. Maybe the Bears are going into overdrive as Michael Voss lets one go from 60 metres, floating it in towards full forward. Fletcher's there, Kickett is there as well. So too is big Roger Merritt and James Clement, and it's over for a behind. They lead by 3 points. Dockers have been able to answer these challenges. Can they do it again? 6 minutes remaining in this vital 3rd quarter. McGovern, who has the job of bringing it back.
Playing the huddle once again, Fremantle, but they're being ringed by the Brisbane forwards.
So he goes to himself. He's got to get past Roger Merritt, and he fancies his chances. He does so. Then he kicks long up to the outer side. Good kick and a good mark. And now they could perhaps open some space and give themselves a chance here as Jones has a look down towards the half-forward line. Kick at the back is Tristan Lynch. Lynch gets the hand pass away towards Champion. They've been steady in defence, and they are steady now. Lappin. Past the Social Club. It's okay. Off he goes to Jason Ackermanis, who drop punts it to half-forward. The floater was Bartlett. Merritt goes in strongly, and in fact has given away a free kick according to umpire Hayden Kennedy. And Rog says, I frankly disagree with that. But McGovern takes it. Mitchell almost does with the one hand. From half back, goes into the centre. It's okay, he finds Kickett.
Maybe just looking at the structure of that Bears forward line, it's not over endowed with speed. You've got big guys up there, and the small guy is Fletcher. He's not over endowed with speed, but McRae is. So I think maybe they get a little bit more mobility or run up on that forward line. Good
play then from Kickett, the set up man, and the ball goes through his fingers and mopped up there by Lynch at the back, and he goes to the boundary line. Another throw in.
Well, the big men up there are Bartlett and Merritt, not over endowed on the ground when it hits.
John Northey going out to his runner, presume, just to set something up right. Here's Lynch, gives it off to Ackermanis.
He's got to do more.
Kicks around on his left foot, goes across the back. McGovern sits and waits. Very slick handball. Back to Jones. There's a player inside. This is Harding. Now some run. McGovern has been good at the back, and he used the football. McAdam comes late on Mitchell. Caught. Coops caught. No free kick. Wills runs over it. Toya gives out a handball back to Mitchell under enormous pressure. A lot of fumbling, and Voss goes to the safety of the line. They have been at it though, Don, haven't they? I mean, there's been a contest most places when the ball's been there.
Yeah, I just don't. Well, I don't think so, in as much as they're not really going man on man. I would rather see a real man on man effort. There's a lack of concentration by the Bears side.
Wills gets a hurried kick. McAdam joins Mitchell. Kennedy taken off it. Coops, it's high, it's wide, it's towards the right forward pocket. In fact, it's out of bounds on the full.
I watched him earlier in the air, Coops, and gee, he was impressive. There he is on screen there. He's only a youngster, but There's a big jump from the waffle to AFL. It looked something special in the waffle the day I saw him.
McIver kicks towards half-back. We've got under 4 minutes remaining now as Ashcroft sweeps a hand pass, gains probably 25 metres towards the boundary line, where it's over on the outer wing. There's Greg Harding. Youngsters everywhere in this Dockers lineup, playing his 17th game, so his future well and truly ahead of him. White also. Luke Toyer wants to one day captain the side. He's certainly made a very promising start, but it's a free kick to Hart on that outer wing. Good looking kick too, up towards the 50-metre line. It spills free, but it's inside 50 only for the moment as McCubbin comes charging out, gets the hand pass away towards Gale. If he can play football like his father plays golf, he'll be okay. Gets the hand pass off towards Mitchell. Another one to Wills. Back he goes again. They're through the centre, but they've had a lot of possessions to McManus. He's called to play on, and he does so now in towards 50. Now they've got the height down there. Got a hand to it, the big Spider Burton, but couldn't take the mark. In the pocket is Mitchell, and taken over on the full.
Just went over the line.
So Peter Mann is very quick to go back as Scotty Waters and co are on the bench. Mann has the football on a tight angle. He doesn't like it. He wants a centering kick. He wants Waterhouse to take a mark. He can't. Oh! Luke Toyer almost had his head ripped from his shoulders, and will have a shot from directly in front, 20 out. Not subtle, that, Don.
And not a good one to give away, right in front of goal.
So Toyer directly in front. This to regain the lead for the Dockers, and he has.
He was one of their better players last week, little Luke. There he is, the plumber from Kalgoorlie. Head ripped off as Sean Hart goes. Ooh, hard across the top. He's a nuggety little customer. He's done well in his first year.
Down to the last 2 minutes of this third quarter as Norwich forces the ball forward. Wills over the back, can't get hold of it. Trying to feed it through is McIver. Does very well in tight. Comes out wide. Beautiful kick to Lappin. And Nigel Lappin running wide. Trying to set up Voss. The ball just sits, waits.
Oh,
McManus
well.
off the champion. That favoured left-handed handball. Now just Wells. Now they're forced to kick under pressure. And a terrific mark there from Norwich. Falling back.
The beauty of that handball from Voss is that he's normally a right-hand hand. He's naturally a right-hander, and he's hit that with the left hand beautifully.
McManus kicks it high. Kennedy punches well and out of bounds. So another boundary throw in, and just once again 13 goals in the game, nearly 3 quarters. 3 points the Dockers lead by. They led by 7 at quarter time, 2 at half time, and now by 3. So it's been tight all night. The Bears have hit the front in every quarter, but just can't manage to get it 2 or 3 in a row to break this game open. Neither side can really. Adrian Fletcher there on screen. Mann with Clark. Does well, pushes to the boundary line. Lappin caught without it and will be paid by holding a man.
12th kick for Nigel Lappin. Drifting it in towards centre wing, and McGovern says, I'll chip in here and take this myself. And he does. For kick number 11. In fact, elects to take the hand pass towards the run of Norwich. Oh, kick it to goal from 48 metres. He set sail for home, and what a way to finish the third quarter.
Gee, I don't know whether we're going to look at an upset here at the Gabba. I really don't know, because I'm not confident the way the Bears are playing. They're really... So you've got to be at these guys. Look, you've just got to be at them, because they'll run like Kickett did then. They'll chip it around. And maybe the coaching staff just haven't done enough work or given it enough thought in as much as the style of play they're playing tonight.
So Dale Kickett gets his first. There's 34 seconds on the clock. And are we looking at one of the upsets of the year? Clark from the middle. White also there. Caught was the battling Adrian Fletcher. Free is Michael Voss. He's 70 metres out. Can they answer? They've got seconds left to do it. Over the top of Kickett it goes. Towards the boundary line it sails. And it's going to be kept in by O'Reilly for the moment. He chips across the face of goal. It's going to be okay. The mark is taken by Greg Harding.
I should have given the instinctive thing, and that was a left foot kick on that occasion.
Harding goes to the outer side and he finds Toyer. And there's the siren. So what a handy goal to Dale Kickett, and this crowd somewhat stunned here at the Gabba at three-quarter time. It's a very good quarter, in fact, for the Dockers, because they booted 4 goals 1, and at the same time restricted Brisbane to 2 goals 6. So the Brisbane Bears certainly did have their chances. John Northey has his worries. Don't worry about top spot on the ladder. Let's worry about winning this game. Alistair Lynch, you can see behind him, just flexing the neck muscles. And Jared Neesham and his boys. Neil Danaher down there, of course, sensing maybe we're in with a sniff. Three-quarter time. Fremantle, 8-8, 56. Brisbane, 6-11, 47.
Gentlemen, start your engines. It's action time on 7-2.
Unbelievable.
A double ep of motoring madness. Anything goes and everything's pushed to the limit.
Is this an indestructible car?
It's time to sit down, strap in.
Well, it really spoils you.
And floor it. Fifth gear. It's action time. Thursdays at 7:30 on 7-2.
What did he say?
He says we can see quite well.
Please don't cry. You know I'm leaving here tonight. Before I go, I want you to know there will always be a line. And if the moon had to run away and all the stars didn't want to play, don't waste the sun on a rainy day. The wind will soon blow it all away. Yeah, oh yeah. When the days all feel the same, don't feel it going away and alright. Everything will be okay. We will meet again.
Every eye is an eye. When you're doing the surgery there, that is just as important as if you were doing eye surgery on the Prime Minister or the King.
All he wanted was to keep his family together.
I'm sorry.
But he gave the world a hero.
This time around, I know what I'm fighting for.
The incredible true story of the ultimate underdog in the fight of his life.
You find a way out of that fight.
From Academy Award-winning director Ron Howard, Russell Crowe, Renee Zellweger, the movie premiere, Cinderella Man.
It's time for moving. It's time for changing. It's time to begin. Yes, it's time. Time for better days to begin. It's time for more. Yes, it's time. Time for moving. Time for loving. It's time. Yes, it's time. Yes, it's time. Yes, it's time. Yes, it's time.
Dockers lead. First goal is going to be so important as the umpire goes to ground and picks himself up. It comes wide towards centre wing. It's taken by Hart. Hart goes inside 50. The Bears go into attack. Fisted down and towards McAdam. A fresh air shot. He missed it completely. Taken by McGovern. On to Wills. Wills is away on the outer side. Now the Dockers through McManus can surge forward. McManus can't pick it up at the first attempt. Does so now. He's 70 out. Just chips over the top. Not taken cleanly on the half volley. I think that's Callahan at the bottom.
Gee, they backed their teammates in to get the ball. McManus was often running forward a play before his teammate had got the ball. They really do back their teammates in, and if it comes off, it'll kill you.
Well, if they get one here in this low-scoring encounter, it's going to make it very, very difficult for the Bears. Bounce is not a kind one for anyone, really. Man tried to get through, so too did Toya. Hart. It's like a piece of soap, but he's under plenty of pressure. Here they go again towards Norwich. He's 70 metres from home. He gives it to Waterhouse. Waterhouse tried to run through a brick wall. Couldn't do so. Holds it up on 50. Umpire lets it go. Waterhouse has another attempt and again loses it.
Sandy,
and finally a whistle.
The way that Waterhouse got the ball then, if you keep at them, they're going to turn it over eventually. The good sides that have knocked them off over in Fremantle or over in Perth have done that. Just keep at them, and eventually they turn it over, as Waterhouse did on that occasion.
Champion under pressure, and that kick delightful. He just wanted to make enough room to get it to the line, not on the full. Tristan Lynch, and he was able to do that. It's a fashion you could look at, Don.
So the crowd starts to get a bit of noise, chanting for their Bears. Voss goes at it hard, stands his ground, caught in the tackle. The ball spills out. Burton goes after it. Got a problem now. Has to handball over two Bears players' head, and the ball eventually forced over the line from Stephen Coops. Yeah, it's just some of the kicking and ball handling tonight has probably been below the standard. But it's been a competition at least. Norwich breaks away brilliantly, screws the ball around. Kennedy in front, can't control it. Goes out the back. Corcoran gets a nice little toe poke off the ground. Back to Norwich. Gives it up to McAdam. Support from behind with Lynch. Lynch chips it out wide in the path of Michael Voss. Ball sits kindly for him. Now he turns around, kicks, and just misses McIver playing up forward. And with him McGovern, who's been very good across that half-back line.
Really
Keep it going, Vossi, he says.
A sensational finish, isn't it, to the home and away? When you consider what we've got round the corner, the West Coast have a chance to climb the ladder. Sydney hitting a hurdle today. Hawthorn in there. Richmond battling to get there. And here's an opportunity now. Caught was Zackermanis to ground. He goes. Fine tackle by Kickett. And now McManus applies the pressure. But not good enough. You've got to do it legally. That was too high on Craig McRae, so he's going to have a shot for his third goal. And this to bring them back to within 3 points. Directly in front, stammering approach, left foot drop punt. It's okay. It's there. So McRae gets number 3. They hang on, but they still trail by 3 points.
Yeah, and the little men got involved then. Ackermanis was the one who originally got it across to McRae. McRae going in. They just seem to lack a little bit of speed up forward. The little guys tonight, I don't know what they can do. Brisbane, things just not seem to be going their way on the forward line.
Ball back in the centre. Voss whacks it forward. Hart runs onto it. Caught by McManus after he got rid of it. Parker comes at it, kicks it high. Coming at it, two-player. Voss almost pulled down a miraculous mark. Spools free. Champion. Absolutely brilliant. Goes for goal. It's a long kick and will bounce through out of bounds.
Just didn't finish it off, did he? But wow, that was just fantastic, Richard Champion. This is probably the best game I've seen him play.
So boundary throw in forward pocket, and the Bears now applying some real pressure to this young Dockers side, who've been terrific all night at it. Standing up to it, that is. Burton cleverly down to Toya. Some good handball to Jones. Goes out very wide. Coops comes to meet it first. Gets it fine bounce. Gets away from Champion. No. Puts enough pressure on him. Norris. Back to McManus. Kicks the ball forward. Coming out at Callaghan. Can't quite pick it up. With him there is Lynch. Taps the ball forward to Champion. Hammer on his head.
Well
Kennedy
done.
runs the gauntlet. Gives it up to Waterhouse. Caught in the pressure. It's slow to get rid of it. Fletcher to McAdam. McAdam only has to finish, but he doesn't. Kick it stands his ground.
Oh, I don't know why they don't go long.
From half-back, he steadies it down to Norris. Norris looks towards McManus. Voss was a late flyer. Oh, he did that beautifully. Off to Champion, into McAdam. Go Gilbert, they say. And he does, but he's going short again. Persisting with that short game. In towards half forward. Inside 50. Cycle clear by McRae towards Ashcroft. Puts his head down and tries to go through. Gets caught. The ball is held to him.
They're certainly having a go, the Brisbane Bears, aren't they? When you collide like they have on occasions when you're going for the mark, two of them collide. A lot of people say, oh, that's a lack of talking. But to me, it indicates they're really only intent on the ball and they've only got eyes for the ball.
Well, they're all having a good old go at the moment. Ackermanis could have been held. The whistle's been put away, though. And another bounce inside 50. The Dockers still leading. Parker picks himself up. And we think that not to win here, this would be one of the club's greatest victories in their very short career in the AFL. Really would be something special. Ackermanis wide to Hart. Now the left footer will snap. And that's out of bounds on the full.
Do you think it's one of those nights, Malcolm, for Brisbane?
Oh yes, I think it's been a great competition rather than great skills, and sometimes.
Yeah, but I mean that kick there, you should have really put that through for a score, shouldn't
It's
you?
probably indicative of the night, really, hasn't it? I mean, it hasn't been a clean game, and I guess you see some of those sometimes throughout the year.
McGovern's kick is high. Clark comes in with an effective spoil. Fletcher finds the pressure a little too intense. McManus does keep it in. Goes towards Jones, who tumbles it over the line.
A boundary throw in, centre wing. 3 points, the Dockers lead by. Clark tries to keep Burton away from it. Does it, taps it down to the front. Burton in the path of Waterhouse. Tries to get it to Toya. Coming out at Parker. Needs a quick kick or runs it over the line. Keeps it in. Now Waterhouse is in problem. Swings the ball around. Coops comes over the top and takes a very special mark. Plays on quickly. Mitchell sits and waits. McAdam comes. He's got it. Called to play on now. Caught. Puts it into the path of Wills. Andrew Wills running a goal. 30 metres out. Keeps running. Goes and has kicked the goal. The Dockers are in front by 9 points.
And that's it. There was a case of what I mean. You got to keep at the Dockers now. McAdam just hesitated. Watch this. Great mark. McAdam, look, too much latitude there. Now McAdam could have got up here, but he just hesitated prior to that. Look, Wills goes away, and here it is, a goal. You've really got to keep at them.
Well, that has thrown down the challenge now. Burton's hand pass goes astray in the middle. It's taken by Hart. He kicks to the half-forward line. If the Dockers get the next one, you can say they've just about won this game in one of the upsets of the year. McIver dodging, turning, twisting and weaving. Again, elects to go short. Kick it taken out of it. They've upped the tempo again. But at the moment, it is the Dockers who are holding sway.
In a pressure game, I don't know why they don't just go long.
Lepich and Scott both on the sideline. Clark does a 360, does get his kick. Pushed towards the line by Gale, but not all the way. McRae onto the left foot. Brings it round in towards the pocket. Lynch was there, couldn't take it cleanly. Hart flicks it back towards Ashcroft. Marcus Ashcroft, high and wide and anything but handsome. Out of bounds on the full. 12.5 minutes remaining. I've got a funny feeling. Fletcher. Over the head of Kicker. Past Hart. Gee, they're getting tired now. It hasn't been a cool night here in Brisbane. There's been a little breeze, if any. West Coast, of course, still have to play. And that game assumes even greater importance now with this one in the situation it is in at the moment. Well, even the supporters are trying desperately to lift themselves. 7-11 plays 9-8. If you're watching this in Fremantle, you'll be loving every minute of this. But it's not over yet. Toya gets the hand pass away. They're able to push it up towards centre wing. A chance for the youngster in Coops. Oh, he does well against the veteran champion. Well played by Coops in towards centre wing. Tristan Lynch, a fine mark.
He's done really well, Sandy, across half-back.
Been one of their best players.
Had a great improved as the season's gone on, this boy, and gaining in confidence. That's a good kick.
Does go long. Big packet half forward. McIver, one of them. There's a bear. Two bears down. So the casualty list is mounting as Wills has a chance on the outer side to push towards the boundary line. Oh, he's in trouble. That looked like Lappin.
McIver's up. He's all right.
There's Lappin.
Here it is. They're both going for the ball. Look, there's Lappin. I think he's just had the wind knocked out of his sails.
Yes. Just trying to grab those deep ones in. Oh, great tap. Sock it off the ground. Both players slip over. Jones just can't quite get a handle on it. Back to McIver. Kicks. Gow's in the best spot. And marks. Caught by Gow's gets up remonstrating. He's not happy. Off to Riley. O'Reilly gives it to Gale. I really like this youngster. He's pretty cool. The kick misses though. Goes over the back to Coops. Has to sit and wait for it. Now to McManus. Can he get through with pace? He can. Goes onto his left foot. Chips. Mitchell. Nigel Lappin coming off, being carried off as Gavin Mitchell will kick from just inside the square. High ball. Mark is wanted. Falls over the back. It's all the Bears there. Corcoran breaks away with a terrific handball off to Sean Hart, and he bounces away.
Hart's from half-back. Oh, regains it. It's going to be okay, and he's had teammates that have followed him down. Dick Foss goes towards centre wing. Time ticking away, however. Under 10 minutes remaining now. If the Bears are going to challenge for top spot on the ladder. Oh, are the Dockers going to record one of their greatest wins? Kickett does a 360, then he gives it to Norrish. Norrish looks in towards the centre. They've got players running through. Oh, look at them. One of them is Jones. Towards left half forward. Luke Toyer's away. They go in towards the pocket and Peter Mann. Mann plays on. He can just about bury them here. 25 metres out. He shoots towards goal and he misses. Oh, dear.
Gee, if they lose tonight, Brisbane only blame themselves. That's his third point for the game, Peter Mann.
Well, that could have just about sealed it. But not over yet. 9.5 minutes remaining. Free kicks, incidentally, have gone 13 to Brisbane and 6 to the Dockers. For those interested, Tristan Lynch takes it on half-back. He has been very, very effective. Kick number 15 up towards centre wing. No mark taken. They lock it up, and we've got ourselves a bounce. Is it too late, Malcolm? Can they get back?
Oh, no, certainly. There's plenty of time.
Well, let's find out the latest casualty list. Dipper.
Nigel Lappin has just received a nasty kick on his kneecap. He's in a bit of pain at the moment.
Norrish takes the spike. No one able to get clear. An attempted soccer off the ground almost works. Bartlett working hard. Fletcher, Parker tries to storm through. Eventually got it towards Norwich. Norwich a little bit of space. Chip towards Coops, who edges out Champion. He's done well, Coops. Quickly gets boot the ball. Here's an opportunity because he's got Mitchell, who kicked a goal in the first quarter. 55 metres out off to Coops. Coops can run on into goal. The youngster does. Cover yourself in glory. He fires away at goal. He's kicked it. Oh, they're on top.
Wow. I think we're going to see a boil over here. Coops. All happening around midfield. It's just not working for the Bears. He's hurt himself. I wonder if he's exhausted, the hot weather. Plenty of water boys running around. They're making another change. McGrath, or was that McRae coming off? It looks like he's favouring his right shoulder.
Great jump by White, but it falls now to Hart. Goes onto his left foot. One-on-one contest at the back. Coming hard out of his Lynch. Gives the ball up to Jones. Off to McGovern's been really steady at the back. Parker, actually the whole of their back line's been pretty good. To Wills.
Look at McManus by himself.
Again, Voss comes late.
Well done.
Chips it out again. Terrific player. Kept his eye on the footy. Now goes wide. Gowers in space. Really needs to set something up here for the Bears. Kicks and a beautiful kick to McIver. Just outside 50. Wills round on his left foot. Goes long.
That's
one-on-one contest at the back. Left edge. One-hander.
Now that is the way to put the ball up forward when you're in a pressure game. Put it down and give the forwards a chance. Well done, Scott McIver. Bit of class here by Lepage.
So Justin Lepage with a goal in the second quarter, and surely one in this last. I think goes wide. I think he's got it. The margin's back to 10 points.
I thought for a horrible moment then he'd missed it. The umpire running to left the screen. Here it is, the build-up. Good intelligent play, good long kick, get it down, don't muck around with the ball.
It's a tough way to play footy though if you have to take one-handers, isn't it, to win games? One-handed marks all the time, and it's a great skill, but they really should be bonuses.
7 minutes remaining. 10 points the margin. Dockers lead. White, Wills, caught.
Clark a little slow getting to his feet after that last bounce down. He's up, but his hands on his knees. He'll have to contest this with White.
Well, he's copped a fair battering tonight. He does flick it out the back. He was looking towards Hart. Toyer pushes wide. Champion and McAdam both there. Hart tried to flick it on quickly. Intercepted by Harding towards Wills. He's edged out. McIver written into the ground. Play on. Ashcroft does. They try to get it to half forward.
You can't do that. You just got to put the ball on your boot in a pressure situation.
6 minutes remaining, and a shake of the head by their supporter. 2 straight kicks if they're going to hit the front. Dockers, on the other hand, have just got to hang on. Gilbert McAdam pumps it towards 50. Merritt is there. Tristan Lynch is there. Merritt to ground, tries to farm it out, but the Docker defence stands tall, and they come away back towards Norwich on centre wing.
Look at White's by himself.
Chips it over the top. Champion may get there first. He's got to beat a couple, and it's taken over the line. So a throw in with the Dockers leading by 10 points. Nail-biting time here at the Gabba.
Yes, really noisy. Clark taps it towards the boundary line. McManus reads it best and then just quite prepared to run it out. So there's still plenty of time. 10 points. 5.5 minutes to go in this last quarter. And the Bears for top spot. At this late stage in the year would be just a significant increase, obviously, in their ability and their wherewithal.
Now those Fremantle players are getting very, very confident. I like that tackle by McManus on Voss. Smelling victory.
And the Dockers, whose form has been okay for most of the year. They haven't got thrashed a lot. They are closing the gap. Toya taps it through McManus's leg. Oh, Voss. Oh, excuse me. That is unbelievable. Now just sets, twirls it. Back to Voss. Caught by Wills. Handy tackle through Lepic's hands. That's a big turnover. He's been fantastic. Kick it across half-back. Coops getting kicks. Back to kick it. Can he get through all the traffic? To Coops again. The 1-2. Chips, man, just over his head. Past Kennedy. So coming at the back is Dick Voss. And he's prepared to now, because of the tackle, run it over the line. 11-point margin.
I looked at the Brisbane forward line. They're playing a 7-man forward line, Brisbane. 5 across half forward and 2 in the goal square.
Dick Voss to the outer side after some dazzling play. Lepic soccers off the ground in opposition to Wills. And a little bit of frustration starting to show.
Exactly.
Yeah, quite often McGovern's been one out back there by himself, so you've always got to play that extra. Do you drop one back there, or do you let him go?
11 points the margin. Under 4.5 minutes. Clark out of the air towards McIver. Now he's got to go long. If they'd have any chance, they need the next goal. The Dockers get it. It's good night, Nurse. Bartlett couldn't take it. Coops has come into his own, this young man. He's playing sensationally now. Kick it. Oh, they've got an absolute panic. Clement is running through the middle. He could stop for a cup of tea. 2 bounces. 50 metres out and closing. Clement wobbles it in towards goal. Disappointing kick because it lands on the chest of Danny Dick Voss, who finds Kennedy in the back pocket. Now they've got to bring it back. They start peeling off towards centre wing. Bartlett, one of the flyers. They are tired. They are dog tired. Norris back into half forward. Again, only as far as Dick Voss.
Danny Dick Voss goes in the centre of the ground. Finds Hart. What a kicks. Good looking kick. And finds Merritt. So the skipper, as he kicked one in the third quarter to get him back into it, can Big Roger kick one with just over 3 minutes 20 seconds remaining of this game. And Roger Merritt, the veteran, will kick from about 40 metres. And throughout his career, his trademark has been usually that he's a pretty straight kick. That is no exception.
Well, his second goal, at least he keeps Brisbane in there with a chance. We've got 3 minutes left. There's a good kick by Hart. Spotting Merritt. Good pass. He really drilled that. Oh, it's going to be interesting, isn't it? 5 points down, Brisbane.
Well, it's never over until the fat lady sings, and she hasn't even mounted the stage yet. Sensational finish here at the Gabba. They're going in like there's no tomorrow, let alone top spot on the ladder. But it's the Dockers who hold sway. 70 plays 65. A bounce again in the middle. Clark.
That's a good hit out.
At forward. Down towards right half forward. Tucked away from Parker. Here's McIver.
Give it off.
The Bears finishing in a blaze of glory. Round the body he goes. They're inside 50. He wants Merritt. Front spot. Couldn't take it. Ackermanis also there. The defence steadies under O'Reilly. He wobbles it towards the line. And he times it perfectly. And make it.
Tyver should have given it off over there.
Just over 2 minutes. White and Clark. Bears slightly into attack. Clark jumps early. White jumps early. Clark gets rid of him. Ackermanis overruns it. Dockers players there in plenty. And a tap over the line.
A lot of players around the ball. All players in the Bears, nearly all players in the Bears 50-metre semicircle.
Well, you almost think if the Dockers could score a gain or a point or a goal, draw is probably best for the Bears. The Bears can get the next one. Ashcroft, they're right back into it. And in fact could be in front. Parker, clever, just kicks it out towards the boundary line. Jones taps it on. Bartlett comes at him. And another throw in.
It's a desperate finish, isn't it?
Well, I wonder if they're going to bring the ball over the back again here, Brisbane. They certainly do it on the forward line. Also, Fremantle do it on their forward line.
It's in front of the Social Club.
Maybe a bit far out to do that type of thing.
Merritt looking for front spot. A handy defensive kick sees it go back towards centre wing. Oh, Coop has been the star in the second half. Stolen. Here's a chance now. Champion gives it to Kennedy. Kennedy normally a long kick. They're inside 50. They need a mark. No one is able to take it. In the front. Lepic, I think it was. Or was it Ackermanis? But they've gone mad. They have gone mad here at the Gabba. Oh, dear.
Well, it could have been McIver straight off the ground. Desperate stuff. Look, this is the kick. This is what you got to do. Send it long. Ball, big fly. And there it is. It's Hart.
Oh, dear.
His first goal.
Well, what a time to do it. Sean Hart soccering off the ground with 1:23 remaining.
They're not manning up in the centre either side. You can see their players on both sides not manning up.
See what a sight in football that was, to see every person in the ground stand to their feet and clap as that goal went through from Sean Hart. Football is alive and well in Brisbane. They lead by a point.
1:10 left.
The Dockers aren't out of it. Bounce just outside the centre square.
Well done, Clark.
Back into the middle.
Oh, high.
Caught high as Mitchell gets the free kick.
McAdams by himself. Why isn't he picking someone up?
Remarkably, a point could draw it. Bartlett misses it. Coops comes at it. Bartlett does very well. Now needs some support. Kicks it very high. Players wanted to mark. Ackermanis over the top. Harding caught. Coops taps it out to Gale. Gives it back to himself. Champion goes on hands and knees and a high tackle. Ball play on. And the umpire lets it go. It's out of bounds. There's 30-odd seconds left.
The players looking at the umpire for deliberate.
In the Dockers attacking zone, they're down by a point.
John Harvey wouldn't be conned on that occasion.
Seconds ticking away. Clark out the back.
That's the boy to get to it.
Towards the line by Tristan Lynch as precious seconds tick away again.
What have we got? Less than half a minute to go.
Yep, 24 seconds. On centre wing.
Come on, there's guys there not manned up. Look at McManus behind.
They're dog-tired. They've given their all. It's been nip and tuck all night. It's been anyone's game. It hasn't always been pretty. In fact, the first half was very average.
Well done, Clark.
Norris goes in towards the middle. They need a courageous mark. No one able to take it. As precious seconds tick away, Lynch rides his man into the ground. Picked up by Fletcher. He loses it.
Well done, Clark.
In, puts his body in. Lepic gets it to half forward. That could be far enough. That could be safe for the Brisbane Bears. McIver picks it up. There's the siren.
Well, they were lucky, really.
What a finish. What a finish. Just look at this crowd and look at the players. The players tell the story.
Well, you can say that Fremantle very, very unlucky.
I think of a lot of relief there in the face of John Northey, but delighted to have snatched victory here at the Gabba in an absolute thriller in the second half. Brisbane by a point, 10-11 to the gallant Dockers, 10-10.